Guys, have you ever pushed someone so much to do something for themselves, something that will elevate their mind and just generally improve their confidence, and nothing clicks? Like, no matter how many times you try to hammer it in and talk to them about pursuing a hobby or just generally going down a path of self-discovery, they just don't do it because they either don't believe that they have any talents, or they don't have anything in them that they can explore and develop and offer to the world, and they just don't really see themselves of having anything of value. Well, this is a story about my mom and how she became possessed to want to learn how to become a tailor at the age of 60. So here's the story.
I had started my business in July of 2023, and I wasn't really sure what direction I wanted to go because I am quite talented in a variety of aspects of sewing. I sew really well, and I'm very passionate as well about making patterns as well as teaching. And I had acquired experience in all of these different areas, and I just didn't want to box myself in. As someone who just wants to be free to create, I can safely say that I am an artist at heart, and my medium just happened to be fabric and paper. I just really wanted to make clothes, and then when I was freelancing in Sydney, I was working as an assistant tailor, but that job wasn't paying me very well, and so I was looking for a second income. That's when I registered my Airbnb, and I was freelancing as a pattern maker. I got a part-time job that didn't last very long with another fashion designer who made wedding gowns and bridal gowns. I was helping her as a seamstress. I also got another job teaching sewing in Sydney. That didn't last long because I ended up moving to Melbourne. It was during that time that I really fell in love with teaching. I realized that not only was I good at pattern making and sewing, but I was actually very good at instructing and getting other people to understand what it is that they needed to do. Going back to July 2023, I couldn't find a job. I was very stressed. I had managed to save quite a bit of money from my 6-month contract at Hugo Boss. And because I was struggling to find another job, nobody wanted to hire me. It's a very brutal industry to be in as a seamstress. You really struggle for people to give you a chance, because if you don't make it in that 1-day trial, people just deem you as not valuable enough. They don't take into account that you might have nerves and you probably also need time to settle in. So I started my own business, and I was taking on alteration jobs, but then what I really actually wanted to do was teach sewing. I rented out a smaller room in a co-working environment, and I was really nervous to put myself out there. I decided to film myself making a cape. I don't know why I thought a cape was a good garment to start with, but at the time I was interested in capes. I made a small project, I filmed it, I made like a short reel, and then I invited some church members who I knew had sewing abilities just to come and support me, because I didn't market it. I didn't know how to go about getting people to know about my courses. So I thought, what best way to get some footage of people taking my classes is to ask, people that I know from my church to come and support me. I think I gave about 2 weeks notice. I can't even remember how many people I invited. I think maybe about 4 people that I knew of. And sad to say, only one person responded that they could not make it because they had other plans for that particular day. And the rest didn't even bother to message me. And even on the day, I had rented out a bigger room to accommodate them. I waited. I think I waited about 2 hours past the time, and no one showed up, and my mom was the only one there. She was the one that helped me set up and get everything ready. I remember when it dawned on me that no one was coming, I felt like such a failure, and I cried so much. I cried my heart out because I'd been going to this church for close to a year, every Sunday, twice on Sunday. I think that people in the church would care enough to support you, even if it's not even their interest. It's free event. We know you. We understand what you're trying to do. We're just going to come and support you. No one showed up, and that really broke my heart. My mom volunteered on the spot, and that was the first project that she attempted, was to help me have something to film. And I can't explain to you, my mom had never sewn, never picked up a sewing machine. You know, she was always around helping me with this and that, but not participating in the actual activities. And she sewed really well. She understood exactly what I was telling her to do. Her sewing lines were so straight, and she had so much fun, and she made a beautiful cape out of it, and I'm so proud of her. And ever since then, she's desired to sew. It's been on and off the lessons, simply because 9 months in this building, I ended up moving the business to another building, which was a storefront, and then my alterations business took off, and I was teaching sewing, but was more private one-on-ones. I didn't really have a chance to teach my mom. Just so many life events happened that when I did start teaching my mom how to, it was just a very stressful time for me, and being the only one managing all the operations, as well as delivering the product and managing the services, doing the services, sewing and making bespoke garments, teaching sewing. You know, I became extremely exhausted, and on top of it, I was trying to film for YouTube and make this content. I became very depressed and a little bit mean-spirited as well. 2025, when my mom started coming more regularly to the sewing room, I just had no more joy and no more energy left to be patient with her, and also still have the ability to do my own work. Now in this new season, my mom wasn't really grasping a lot of the concepts, and I found myself having to repeat the same lessons over and over again. I'm hoping that when we get back to the series of teaching my mom how to sew, I can find a better system and not feel too pressured to have her to learn how to sew within a year, because that is not really realistic. That's one project success that we have might not be easily replicated over and over again. So I have to give my mom some grace, and myself, and just pace ourselves. So that is how my mom has started having the burning desire to want to learn how to sew. It was because she was wanting to support me in a time when I was so disappointed by others. My mom has always been there for me. She's never disappointed me. She has always showed up for me in everything that I've needed her for. It will be my honor to get my mom to the point where she can sew her own clothes. She knows how to lay the pattern on the fabric and to cut it and everything. But when it comes to the terminology of center front and side front, and learning the names of the seams and understanding how all of these things fit on the body, that's going to take time, because that took me time. It took me about 3 years before I even understood flat pattern making in relation to the human body. Moving forward, I will make the patterns. We will choose the fabric together. I will instruct her. She'll cut the fabric. She'll fuse it. She'll do all the prep work. But when it comes to sewing, I will just pin the pieces together, and all she'll have to focus on is sewing the seams. We'll do fittings, and we will just be gracious to ourselves. Hopefully we can get at least one garment done in a week, and just break it down into smaller pieces for her. So once she's able to sew confidently without thinking, then we'll start talking about terminology and etc. etc. Yep, so join us on this wonderful journey, and you are welcome. Be encouraged that it doesn't matter how long it takes you to learn a new skill. If you persist, you too can succeed.
I finally finished my beautiful cape. Wow, what a marvelous job, and what hard work it was, but hard work pays off, I must say. Just look at that. I'm going to be shining tomorrow.
Wow, you look good.
In my new cape, handmade, taught by Joe, my tutor. So excited. Looking forward to the next project.
So come along this journey with me and my mom, Miss Veronica, as I teach my mom step by step on how to become a professional tailor. Meet Mrs. Veronica, my mother, my champion, my biggest fan.